Breakfast with Eleanor Oldroyd and Casa Alom. Let's talk a little bit about a match that we had on yesterday. 10-man Tottenham consigned Nottingham Forest to a fifth Premier League defeat in 6 games after a fairly fractious affair at the City ground. Richarlison scored his 3rd goal in 2 games, but Yves Bissouma saw red for a high challenge on Ryan Yates. And Brennan Johnson's return to the City ground was cut short by a knock to the head. Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou played down the severity of the injury.
No, we should be all right with Brennan. You know, he got a nasty cut, but hopefully it's just some stitches and it should be okay. But yeah, we lose Bissouma. I think Destiny, your doggy's also suspended for next week. So it's just, you know, we've been on fumes for a while. We've just got to keep going.
Let's speak now to Nottingham Forest fan Sarah Brown and Spurs supporter Chris Cowlin, who were both at the game. Sarah, I'll come to you in a moment, but Chris, what's your assessment of that match then? I mean, you got a win, which is great. Scored 2 goals, fantastic, clean sheet, but lost a couple of players again.
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm feeling very happy actually because it's been a really, really good week for Spurs. 6 points from the last 2 games. Richarlison on the score sheet again. Kulusevski, man of the match performance. Of course, we're now going to be without another couple of players, but it's been like that all season. And Postecoglou has had to jump over hurdles this season so far, without Harry Kane at the start of the season and players suspended, players being out injured. We've had lots of problems, but to find ourselves level on points with Manchester City at the halfway point of the season and only 4 points away from top spot, all of us are extremely happy. And Postecoglou has brought so much to this football club in the last 6 months, and there is a real togetherness within this squad. But yeah, we've got to be without a couple of players for the next couple of games, but we've just got to get on with it and kind of grind out more results. But it was a really good 3 points last night, and Nottingham Forest, the City ground, a very, very difficult place to go. There was a hostile atmosphere. It certainly shut up the Spurs fans in the first 45 minutes, but Spurs got the job done and showed real character.
Yes, Sarah, let's talk a little bit about Forest at the moment then. I mean, 5 losses in 6, I think that is. How is the mood? I know all the fans were there behind the team, but where are you at the moment?
I think a lot of the fans are still behind Cooper, but I think they're kind of like hiding behind the owner to me. Well, that's how I feel, I suppose. I'm behind Cooper, but I kind of thinking, the owner needs to make some decision, either come out and support him or probably
like he did last year.
Yeah. I think that's it really. I mean, this next game is gone, next game is gone. We can't go forward with that. The team put in some graft last night, but we just haven't got the quality at the finish. We don't seem to be able to score. We certainly can't score against 10 men. I mean, they got their guy sent off, and I sat there and thought, I don't think we'll score anyway. So 28 minutes, 10 men, we couldn't score again.
What's the issue? Why can't you? I mean, I know Awoni's not there, and he was basically... You haven't won this season without Awoni in the team, but it's got to be more than just one man, particularly when you've got such a big squad.
I think it's just the way that we do set up. We do need that focal point up front. Wood, unfortunately, just he had an okay game against Luton, but I'm not gonna say, but we just haven't got the quality up front to finish. But they put a graft in. They put a graft in against Wolves as well. But last night I think it was unlucky that we went in at half-time 1-0 down, and then obviously the mistake by the keeper 2-0, and I just don't think there's anything coming. We just can't come back from that.
I was actually chatting to Steve Cooper, and you talk about just the mistake with the keeper. I was talking to him earlier in the season, and he highlighted individual player errors as an issue, and yet again there was one last night as well. Why is that happening this season?
Oh gosh, I suppose I'd be manager if I could tell you that. Maybe it's the quality of the players that we've brought in this season. I don't know. I mean, we've brought some quality in, and at times some of the players, Dominguez, they have shown they've got that quality, but then they've just kind of petered off. Singari's off the pace. I don't know if he's injured last night because he wasn't in the squad at all. He's gone back to his men from last season, which is great, and they seem to be they're definitely playing for him. But if you've bought some quality and you've spent over 200, 300 million in the last 3 windows, I'm sure the owner's going to want to see more than what he saw. He's going to want to see some finishing.
Definitely. Chris, you were talking a little bit about the amount of fantastic work that Ange Postecoglou has been doing at your club. But then at the same time, I mean, another red card. Is discipline becoming an issue for you, for the team, for the squad?
Well, Ange said in his press conference after the game that he loves the commitment, and I think that many of us Spurs fans, including myself, love the commitment, and I think that some of the players do need to tone it down a little bit. Romero with the red cards and Basuma with the red cards. So, but I do think Ange is building something extremely special, and I do think that the club as a whole and the players have needed to be more aggressive in games in recent seasons because, of course, before Ange come in, we've gone through win now managers, haven't got over the line. And when you think that what a job Ange Postecoglou has done the last 6 months, Harry Kane leaving and, rebuilding this squad, we had a good transfer window, but those players still need to bed in and adapt to the Premier League, and they've done that extremely well. But I would say, as a real positive, that every single week that goes by, Ange Postecoglou is changing something either on or off the pitch to improve this football club. So we are going in the right direction, which is really, really pleasing to see. But as I said earlier, this halfway point of the Premier League season, to be where we are, I don't think anyone expected us to be in this position, and there were a lot of doubters in the summer, even from a lot of Spurs fans, about Postecoglou coming in. Everyone's singing his name. There's a real togetherness within this squad. Everyone is smiling on the pitch, off the pitch, the fans. We're really, really enjoying it at the moment, and to grind out a result like we did last night, with the amount of injuries that we've had, because let's face it as well, we've still got 10 players out and we're still getting results in the Premier League. So, and even the games that we've lost, we've played extremely well, and the fans can see exactly what Ange is doing. So we're all fully on board with him.
Chris, thank you. And exciting time to be a Spurs fan, I'm sure. Chris Cowlin and also Sarah Brown, Nottingham Forest fan. Less exciting, but these times do test fans, the highs and the lows for sure. Plenty more reaction on the 5 Live Football Daily podcast as well, by the way, on BBC Sounds. Also, plenty more Premier League action to come across the BBC over the weekend as well. 5 Live commentaries across 5 Live.